Regular meeting of council to order at 3 p.m. for August 14th. I'll ask for a motion from Councillor Barton, because he's trying to get me in trouble already, that council adopt the agenda for the regular council meeting August 14th as presented.
You're welcome, Craig.
Thank you.
Motion.
All in favor? Carried. Consent agenda. Ask for a motion from Councillor Nychuk that omnibus motion adopts the following in accordance with council's procedure bylaw, July 10th, 2023, regular council meeting minutes as presented and the strategic priorities chart.
Give you that motion, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you very much. All in favor? Carried. Any public comments before we get started? See none, hear none. Two delegations today. First one from the Gift of Music Society, and Michelle is speaking with us today.
Am I on? Yep. Good afternoon. My name is Michelle Wheatley-Brown. I'm the Artistic Director of the High River Gift of Music. We are celebrating 15 years of amazing music as a society, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about what we do at the High River Gift of Music. I'm not here to ask you for money, but I am here to ask you to be our advocates, to help promote the gift of music as part of your image of High River. As I mentioned, we are celebrating 15 years of incredible music. We typically present 5 concerts per season that take place, for the most part, at the High River United Church, a space that we rent. It is an amazing space for music, beautiful concert grand piano, stunning acoustics. We bring in world-class musicians from all over the world and, of course, Canada. They are Juno Award winners, Grammy Award winners. They're recipients of the Order of Canada. They are amazing. And the artists really love to come here. They love the warm, small town welcome and the experience and the intimate setting. We have really developed an international reputation as a place to perform over the last 15 years. Each season, we are proud to present 2 of Canada's young emerging artists, and this is Kevin Chen. He was 6 years old when he first performed here, and then he performed here when he was 12. This past year, he performed here at age 16. He's like a little Mozart. He was the youngest pianist ever in the world to win the International Liszt Piano Competition and Rubinstein Piano Competition this year. He now has a very busy international career, and it all started in High River. So what makes us stand out from a typical concert series in the city is that we ask our musicians to tell stories about the music. They set the scene. They make classical music really accessible. So you don't have to know anything about classical music to really enjoy the experience. Our audience comes from all over, of course, the local area, High River, and Okotoks, Calgary, Lethbridge. We've even had concert goers all the way from Vancouver Island to attend one of our concerts. And when they come, they support local businesses. They go to cafes. They eat out. They stay overnight. And I know personally of season subscribers who actually have moved to High River after coming down from Calgary, the Gift of Music being their first contact with High River. In addition to the, I think I skipped one here. Yeah. In addition to the concerts, we've really developed a very rich music education program. Artists perform for students in interactive concerts. We have master classes. We have private lessons. It's a really inspiring experience for the youth of High River. We have also developed a seniors and hospital program where when some of our artists, when it's convenient or when they can and when it's appropriate, they will play at seniors residence and the second floor in the hospital. And it's really quite moving to see how music touches these people. We've also built a strategic alliance with the Honans International Piano Competition, and this past fall had a very successful concert at George Lane Park. We'll be doing it again this year on September 10th, and it will be with a world music ensemble, Ukrainian laureate pianist, and another pianist, another violinist. It's going to be an amazing concert, so we invite you to come. We do all this through the support of federal and provincial funding. We also have support from local businesses. So we're really grateful for that support. So what we really just need from the town is for you to include us when you're telling the story of High River to the rest of the world. That's all we're asking. We are a very unique asset to the town, a very valuable asset, and we are one of a kind. You would be hard-pressed to find a concert series like this anywhere in rural Alberta, let alone rural Canada. We have a national reputation. So we just want to be part of the High River story. Get the communications people to include us on your website. Tell people about us. Follow us on social media. Share our posts. Come to a concert. Tell your friends and neighbors. After 15 years of just amazing music, we just want to be part of the High River story. So I just want to thank you for inviting me and invite any questions.
Thanks, Michelle.
Okay.
Those were the two things that I had written down on our community calendar, that these events can be posted on our community calendar on our website, correct? As well as all of us just following and sharing the events that are coming up is very easy for all of us to do, so on our own social media pages. Any other questions from council? Fantastic, everything that you do, and keep bringing this. I know how important this is to you, Michelle, of course.
Yeah, it's important to me, and I think it's really great to see the impact we have on the rest of the community and the young people. It's very gratifying.
Exactly.
And yeah, I hope to see you guys out there.
Well done.
I did bring some brochures.
Bring 'em
All
up.
right, okay.
Thanks, Michelle. And you can just drop your brochures. Do you want to give it everyone, or do you want to just leave them here, or just hand them out to everybody? That'd be great, Michelle. Go. Okay, the second delegation that we have is from the Mountain View Park Homeowners Association. John?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is John Thompson. I'm here representing the residents of Mountain View Park Homeowners Association. And roughly 2 months ago, at our annual AGM, a concern was brought up regarding the speed at which some people run up and down our street. The street in question is Highview Point Northwest. It's an L-shaped street that provides access only to the residents of Mountain View Park. Situated on either side of that street are 30 duplexes, 60 units occupied almost exclusively by senior citizens. And some of our residents have mobility and other issues, and they're put at risk by speeding vehicles. So we would appreciate council considering a reduction in the speed on that street to 25 or 30 kilometers per hour. Any questions?
What percentage of the homeowners that you've spoken to or that live on that street are in favor of the speed reduction, John, do you think?
I don't have a count of the 60, but I do know that there was a quorum or the motion carried to at the AGM that we
Okay.
pursue it further.
Okay. It's just surprising to me that you're having speed issues on a dead-end cul-de-sac corner, that they're going that
It surprises all
Is
of
it
us.
the residents that are speeding, or is it the
Residents and visitors.
and visitors that are
Yeah,
just?
like not all of them by
Yeah.
any means, but enough that it's a concern.
Okay. Okay. Any other questions from council? Like, I have no qualms at all about reducing the speed on that thing because it's not really affecting anybody else, but. Michael?
Just a comment before we start debating or talking about selectively reducing or increasing speed limits anywhere in town, and not having kind of consistency throughout the community. Have we done anything, have the residents called the RCMP? Have they called bylaw? Have we had any, kind of traffic observation measures going on that street? I would suggest that would be a starting point. Perhaps before we start discussing about changing speed limits, enforcement is always a thing that we do and look at. So I would suggest that we put it to bylaw on RCMP and we canvass that area or however they see fit to look at it, to immediately help out the situation anyway. And then with that observation, maybe it's a consideration that we do take on. So just my thoughts.
No, I agree. I think we can send this back to administration and bylaw and the RCMP to report back to council with what they find out about whether we put the speed trap out there and really get, because those guys can put that thing there and get some data as to exactly what the speeds look like and everything. But yeah, we can't do that just today to just say, no, go put a sign in tomorrow. We want a little bit more than that. But absolutely, we'll take it under consideration, John. I appreciate you
Okay.
bringing it to us. And
Okay, I appreciate you listening to our concerns.
you bet. And I don't know what, the September meeting? We're starting to load that thing up pretty heavy, but this one's pretty easy. Just, I guess timing of getting the equipment out there and gathering the data is the biggest piece, right?
That's correct, Mayor Snell.
Okay. So-
I would suggest though that, like, it's not a huge problem by a lot of people. It's just that the few people that do speed through there put some of our residents at risk because of
Yeah.
those issues they have.
Okay, got it. Thanks, John.
Yep.
Appreciate it. I was just gonna say, Michelle, please do not feel like you gotta put yourself through the rest of this meeting just because you presented it. Town of High River Master Health and Safety Policy, Sonia?
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. I'm here today to present the updated Master Health and Safety Policy as part of our Certificate of Recognition through the Alberta Occupational Health and Safety. We are required to review our Master Health and Safety Policy every 3 years. Upon this review, we did update the policy to align to our recently adopted respectful and violence-free workplace. Administration recommends that Council adopt the updated Master Health and Safety Policy. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Questions from council? It's pretty simple. Ask for a motion from Councillor Kinghorn that council adopt the updated Master Health and Safety Policy, HRPOL 107-02.
Thank you, Mayor Snodgrass. I'll give you that motion.
Good. All in favor? Carried. Thanks, Sonia. Contract award, 2023 Sidewalk and Pathway Replacement Program. Hyunji?
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. I'm here to discuss the contract award for the 2023 Sidewalk and Pathway Replacement Program. This project includes 6 sites total. two sites are sidewalk replacement, and 4 sites are bench pad installation. Administration posted our request for proposal RFP on July 13th, which was closed on July 27th, which 6 performance bidding, ranging from approximately $157,000 to $412,000. Before you is a proposal to award the 2023 sidewalk and pathway replacement program and bench pad installation to Eastbutte Contracting for $156,934, excluding material testing and GST. The approved budget for the sidewalk replacement was $250,000, funded through the Canadian Community Building Fund. The approved budget for the benches and bench pad installation was $10,000, funded from Parks and Recreation's operating budget. Following the internal evaluation, administration recommends council approve the proposal provided by Eastbutte Contracting, which is the most competitive bid. This concludes my presentation. Thank you.
Thanks, Yanji. Questions from council? Councillor Nychuk.
Thanks, Mayor Snodgrass. Unless I missed it in the information, this is the 2023 program, but this is for completion before the snow falls this year, right?
This is correct. So I understand coming in August is not ideal. Normally we start earlier. There has been some delay with other administrative tasks this summer, but however, we only have 2 sidewalk sites this year, whereas we normally have like 10 different sites. So hopefully this helps to complete the project as soon as we can. Yes, but the goal is to complete before fall.
Any other questions? Ask for a motion from Councillor Jones that council direct administration to award the construction contract, including optional work to Eastbutte Contracting in the amount of $156,934, excluding material testing and GST. And the council authorize the mayor and CAO to execute the contract for Eastbutte Contracting.
I'll give you that motion, Mayor Snodgrass.
Thank you. All in favor? Carried. Thanks, Yanji.
Thank you.
Council reports, anybody? Board and committee reports? Do we have any public comments? Joel? Yeah.
Good
Your mic's
afternoon.
on for you.
It's been a while since I've had a chance to say hello to you guys, so thank you for accepting public comments. I just wanted to speak in support of the High River Gift and Music Society, particularly from a music teacher perspective, but also from a recognition of the international scale of offerings that they have. For people who might not be particularly deeply immersed in the classical music field, the Honen's piano competition is more than an internationally recognized. It is sought after, is a sought after goal for many piano students, and to see that we have a connection directly with such a internationally recognized system here in High River, managed by the High River Gift and Music Society, is an incredible opportunity for Calgarians, for people from for quite a far field, as well as for our local students to get involved in and get connected with world-class musicians. So it would be, I think it would be in the town's best interest to see, on some of the number of different fields that you have as a town organization, the opportunity to see High River Gift and Music stuff on there, including perhaps on some of the Discover pages on the website. Certainly personal Facebook feeds if you have them with your own clout as councillors, but reposts or such as well through whatever tools that the town has at their disposal to encourage recognition of this international organization, the Gift and Music Society. and to the betterment of our students who will be participating on a regular basis with this group, either as volunteers, encouraging that volunteer experience, but also from the educational perspective that they've had, including my students, for about, my students have been involved in the organization for about 12 years. So it is, I would definitely encourage the town to do what they can to advocate for them. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Joel. Anyone else? All good. Council correspondence requiring action. So Foothills Country Hospice, this is their annual sponsorship giving gala that they do, and we have sponsored this in the same amount in previous years. So I'll ask for a motion from Councillor Smith that Council direct administration to donate $2,500 to be an Emerald sponsor for the Foothills Country Hospice Gratitude and Giving Gala. Thank you.
There we go.
All in favor?
Okay.
Carried. Foothills Fetal Alcohol Society. Same type of support that we do. I don't know that we've done the George Lane Park piece before. I think that's a new thing that they're doing. So they're just looking for a little bit of help from us to get things set up at the entrance of George Lane Park that I talked to Chris about, and everything seems to be all doable for what the little bit that they need. So I think it's important that we support these guys as much as we can as well. So I'll ask for a motion from Councillor Barton that council support the mayor signing the letter of support for the town of High River to provide assistance to Foothills Fetal Alcohol Society in setting up the power source, the lights, and sign to light up the entrance of George Lane Park from September 1st to 9th, 2023 for FASD awareness.
Yeah, my motion, Mayor.
Thank you. All in favor? Carried. High River Flyers sponsorship request. Nancy? So this is a request for the town of High River to donate the cost of practice and game day ice times totaling $24,618.50 to the High River Flyers for the 2023-2024 100th anniversary season. You got anything else to add? Not. Maybe come up because of YouTube. I need you on the mic, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and Council. That is correct. We do know that the Flyers did submit that letter. I've calculated the value of that request, and that does include their practice and game requests.
So there is a motion on my script, but I'll open it up to questions, comments from council. Councillor Smith.
Thank you, Mayor Snodgrass. So this is the time of day that they practice is evenings. Is it what does their schedule look like?
Primarily, it is evenings. I'm sorry, I did not come prepared with the full schedule, but it is primarily evenings, and then their game schedule would be the Friday nights primarily. There are an occasional Saturday or Sunday game as well.
Okay. So is there flexibility in terms of, because I would think that the times that they're practicing evening might be more prime real estate, as it were, or is there latitude in terms of the timing for them?
Evenings are definitely a prime time for ice. We do have more availability during the daytime. I don't believe that is a full option for them because of the players being in school. Some of the players being in school. And I do believe that the evening time is their preferred time.
Okay, thank you.
Councillor Kinghorn.
Thank you, Mayor Snodgrass and Motor Practice. We didn't receive any financial information or backing with this report saying, what their revenue streams are like, what their expenses are like, or any of that other stuff, but they're still asking us for $25,000. Is that correct?
That is correct.
I don't see how I can make a decision on this without knowing what their financial position really truly is. It's simply an ask for $25,000. Here, have some money and on your way. I'd rather postpone this item to, we can have some discussions with those folks and find out what their financial position is going into the next season. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Jones?
Thank you, Mayor Snodgrass. My concern with this is this opens us up to every user group asking for free space. So I don't agree with it.
100%. Our rec center is already subsidized by the people in this town to what, 1.5 million averagey, right? So, to ask for another $25,000, I just can't support it because of the level of subsidy that's already there by every person in this town, regardless of whether they use that facility or not. So to give free ice, and I'm sorry, I get it, and I appreciate that it's your 100th anniversary and everything, but I think we have a fair fee schedule for all of our users on there that, Councillor Jones is absolutely right. It does open us up for a lot of different people coming, but just on the surface of this ask is, the town of High River people are already subsidizing the use of that space, period. So my answer is no. Do we want to do the vote today, or do we want to postpone it? Do you want to make a motion, Councillor Kinghorn? I got Councillor Nychuk too.
Sorry, I think there's a motion. You said there was a motion
I
prepared.
haven't really put it out
on
there.
the
I just
floor.
sort of read what.
I prefer we put it on the floor and just vote on it and
Okay.
move forward.
Do you want to speak to it?
Well, I don't know, just adding to Councillor Kinghorn's comments, I mean, the letter we received implied that we affected their funding from High River Brewing, basically said we took away the $10,000 sponsorship or a portion thereof, and then they come in with a $25,000 ask. I'm not sure how that equates, just to Councillor Kinghorn's point about the financial status of that club and what they can and can't afford. Yeah, based on this information that we received, if we put it to a vote right now, I'm good with that, if that's what the rest of council wants
That's
to do.
the info we've got, so
Yeah.
I think we can. Okay, so I'll ask for a motion from Councillor Kinghorn that council direct administration to donate the cost of practice and game day ice times totaling $24,618.50 to the High River Flyers for the 2023-2024 100th anniversary season. So just to be clear, the motion is in the positive frame that we will donate the cost. So,
Thank you, Mayor Snodgrass. I'll give you that motion, and thank you for the clarification.
okay. All in favor? Those opposed? Motion is defeated. Thanks very much, Nancy, and you're staying up for the next one as well, right? Foothills Community Immigrant Services? Your name's on my
I sure can.
script. Do you want to speak to this first?
I
do
did
you
not
have
get to
any?
see. I did not get to see the letter before
Oh,
it was
okay,
sent.
well.
So
So it's another financial ask for council to waive the Bob Snodgrass Recreation Facility venue fees in the amount of $974.54 for the Foothills Community Immigrant Services Connecting Cultures Through Sports Fiestacular event. Who wants to speak to it? I'll let Chris go first, Jamie.
Certainly, thank you, Mayor Snodgrass. For council's information, CVAC has funded this program to the tune of $665, I believe, through a poll process. We do need to clarify whether or not this is in addition to that $665 that we've already contributed. And this request should be forwarded back to CVAC and not at this table.
Agreed. Councillor Kinghorn?
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what I was going to say, Mayor, and I would support that, sending it back to CVAC.
Okay. Yeah, it's just trying for us to, this is the reason why CVAC exists, is to, that they are the community groups, community members that, that vet these grants to different organizations. That's where that's done. Not to, and we did it so that it didn't happen here at the political table. It's a much better environment to do it through there. So I think we need to figure out whether these are, now is there anybody from, not that we know of, eh? Oh, sorry. Can I get you to come up and just so that we get.
Hello. Hi, I'm Pawela Darius, and I work with FCIS, which is the Immigrant Services. Your question earlier, if it's on top of the CVAC, we applied for that, but since we applied for that, and then since we sent the fee waiver application, we haven't heard back yet. So we're not sure if it's going to be approved. So we applied for it anyway, and we talked to the Bob Snodgrass Recreation Facility, and they said that this is the process to acquire the fee waiver. So
Fee waivers do have to, that's a bit different than funding with CVAC, but I still see this as a funding thing that needs to absolutely go through CVAC. So
okay.
if you need the full amount, then I think we go back to CVAC for this extra $975.
Yeah, sounds
Is that
good.
okay?
Yeah, thank
Fair.
you.
Yeah,
It's
you're
all
welcome.
good?
Thank you. Thanks, Nancy. Council correspondence for information. Number of letters on the Rimrock Tidewater Biodigester. Letter regarding High Country Drive, Highview Gate, the changes we're doing to the intersection there. West Winds Communities financial statements. If there's no questions on any of those, I will ask for a motion from Councillor Nychuk. The council recess the regular meeting on August 14th at 3:32 p.m. and move into a closed meeting.
I'll give you that motion, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. All in favor? Thank you. We're in